Iowa, baby. Took me 8 years to draw this tag. I should have drawn in 2020, but that was the year of COVID, and I wasn't taking that chance. I wanted a full year to Iowa. So 2023, we committed in February that we were going to do it. Went down in March, started checking out some ground, and the rest is history.
Well, here we go. We're up and in Iowa. Well, not my first time. I was here on last weekend, but Matt's here. He's behind the camera for me. We're going to be out here for about 8-9 days. The weather's right. Rut's right. It's November. We're going to have some fun. Got 2 or 3 shooters. We actually just saw one that was about 50 yards from the stand, which ain't great, but we didn't spook him too bad. Iowa, baby. It's the rut. Let's go. There's a giant daylight, like 2 hours before daylight on the other side of the farm, right in front of the other stand. Picked the wrong one today. Fucking A, he's big. Dude, I can drill. Morning 2 in Iowa. Last night was a heater. We got eyes on a lot of our big shooters, just a little bit out of range. Cool, crisp morning today. We're gonna sit here for a while. Probably gotta tweak this stand. Beautiful morning to be in Iowa. Seen about 4 or 5 deer so far. Need Mr. Right to come on in.
Well, after the first night and the first morning, seeing all of our shooters during daylight, we really thought it was going to be a quick week. But after that, the weather started warming up and things got a little bit tough. We were still jumping back and forth between the farm, kind of on the east side and the west side. Our access here was super tough, so we were really trying to hunt long sits and not get out for lunch. We did the first couple days because, again, like I said, it was warm. But then we really tried to start sitting all day. But the weather was just getting rough and the movement was slowing down. We were kind of getting into that lockdown period. The first night we saw Junior, one of our shooters, he was with a group of does, and I think he just stayed with them all night long. So, like I said, the first day, the first evening, and the first morning were really good, but after that it got super tough and we just started grinding.
Day 4. It's finally cooling down. It's nice and it's in the 40s, which to us feels cold. It was mid-50s yesterday. Had both our shooters on camera yesterday, so they're here. We're just waiting them out. Cold weather's coming in. It's one of my favorite spots on the farm. We're gonna sit back and enjoy this morning.
right, we are midweek now, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to get a little frustrated. I can see my Iowa tag slipping away from me slowly, but we keep grinding. We move stands the one day. We get in the back corner where we had Vendetta daylighting. That was our #1 shooter. But again, we had a slow evening. We had cattle come in on us. We saw one little dink buck and I think a doe right before dark, and then had about a 2-mile walk out of the woods. So a little frustrated now because I see my time dwindling away from me, but we're gonna keep grinding. We're really tired. We're having to get up at 3:30 in the morning every day, and we've been sitting in the woods all day long. So that midweek struggle is coming, but we're gonna grind right through it. Well, like almost every other hunting show you watch, it came down to the last day of the hunt. It took 8 years to get this Iowa tag. We came down to one last day. It was Saturday. We got to hunt all day long, but we had to drive home Sunday. So plans were already kind of in our head of, all right, we're gonna hunt all day Saturday. Once it gets dark, Matt's gonna go to one side of the farm, start pulling cameras and stands, and I was gonna go out and start pulling cameras and stands. But luckily, it didn't get to that point. We had a great, beautiful sunrise on that last day, and the deer started moving. We saw a nice 120-inch, probably 8-point, and a bunch of does. And then all of a sudden, Matt's like, there's a big buck over on the side of the hill, and he's moving. So I busted the grunt call out. It was windy, so I knew I was gonna have to grunt loud, and man, I smacked the grunt call as loud as it could, and honestly, it just whistled. Matt started laughing, said that's not gonna work, so regrouped, started grunting again, and was able to pull this buck right in on a string.
Last day. Are you kidding me? You smoked him, buddy. Yes. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. I don't know who he is. 5 years,
You
buddy.
look freaking heavy though.
It's a good buck. You did it. You fucking did it, man. Oh, hell yeah. Just a bud.
Well, it took to the last day of the hunt, day 8. We've been grinding all week long. Been seeing deer, just not the mature deer have been on their feet. We've had some warm temps, but finally today, got a buck that we actually don't know who he is. Just super big, thick neck on him, big head on him. He came right in, called him in, and the rest is pretty much history. Put a rek right into his shoulder, and he didn't go 50 yards. It's been one heck of a year out here. I've been running cameras and scouting since March. Just truly blessed to be able to come out here and hunt. Gotta thank Matt for filming it all, and Greg for letting us stay out here.